Well, as Donald Trump continues to make America worse, all under the guise of making America great again, Trump continuously is left in a panic after bombshell, scandal after scandal completely engulfs the White House. And now, in predictable fashion, Donald Trump has once again been left panicking, this time because Mexico dropped a brutal bombshell directly on Trump, and this changes everything. How's it going? My name is Hunter Avalone with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump continues to flounder and crumble, and I've been saying this, but I'm going to keep saying it. Every single time Donald Trump stumbles, America falls off a cliff, as is now demonstrated by Americans' economic expectations, which have now sunk in the month of April. Since January, Americans' 6-month outlooks for economic growth and the stock market have turned from positive to negative, while their forecasts for inflation, interest rates, and the job market have dipped. In line with those changes, Gallup's yearly reading on Americans' assessment of their personal finances shows a record high 53% now believing their situation is getting worse. This marks the first time in the trend dating back to 2001 that a majority have expressed financial pessimism. Of course, Americans have very good reason for believing that their financial situation is to get worse, because Donald Trump continues to make things worse. In fact, even Elon Musk recently clarified that he's also against Donald Trump's tariffs.
I just want to emphasize that the tariff decision is entirely up to the President of the United States. I will weigh in with my advice with the President, which he will listen to my advice, but then it's up to him, of course, to make his decision. I've been on the record many times as saying that I believe lower tariffs are generally a good idea for prosperity, but this decision is fundamentally up to the elected representative of the people, being the President of the United States. So, I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do.
And it's not just Elon, even Donald Trump is now backtracking with his insane trade war against China.
Started with China. Are you going to play hardball with them? Are you going to mention COVID?
Well, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to mention COVID. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to play hardball with China. I'm going to play hardball with you, President Xi. No. We're going to be very nice. They're going to be very nice. And we'll see what happens, but ultimately they have to make a deal.
This all comes on the heels of Pete Hegseth once again being exposed for a second Signal group chat disclosing highly sensitive government information to family members.
Senator Kelly, when you were a Navy pilot, what would have happened to you if you had shared a battle plan with a family member?
Yeah, Lawrence, I would have gotten fired. I probably would have been prosecuted under the UCMJ for doing that. This is the most sensitive information we have. They say it's not classified. Of course, this kind of information is classified.
And now all of this nonsense has culminated to the moment you've been waiting for, as Trump has been left in a complete panic as Mexico dropped a brutal bombshell directly on Trump.
America's global image just took another hit, this time over basic human dignity. Mexico is slamming the Trump administration for airing what it calls a discriminatory Department of Homeland Security ad during primetime TV, including during high-profile soccer games. The ad features DHS Secretary Kristi Noem warning migrants, "We will hunt you down," while showing men in handcuffs and chaotic scenes at the border. Mexico's anti-discrimination agency, CONAPRED, issued a formal complaint, warning the ad could incite violence and undermine human dignity.
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border, for deporting criminal illegal immigrants, and for putting America first. President Trump has a clear message for those that are in our country illegally. Leave now. If you don't, we will find you, and we will deport you. You will never return. For too long, weak politicians left our borders wide open.
President Claudia Sheinbaum backed the agency, announcing plans to restrict foreign governments, especially the US, from buying airtime to push bigoted propaganda.
advertisement contains highly discriminatory content. The National Council to Prevent Discrimination received complaints about a U.S. Homeland Security video on TV and other media referring to migrants. Found the ad contains a discriminatory message that violates human dignity and may incite rejection or violence towards migrants. For this reason, we ask that the ad be withdrawn to build a society free of discrimination, as our Constitution mandates.
This controversy isn't just about a single offensive ad. It's about the broader erosion of American values under Trump. Once a global leader in human rights and diversity, the US is now being lectured by Mexico. Yes, Mexico on basic decency. While other democracies promote inclusion and tolerance, Trump's America is exporting fear and racism. Even as his administration threatens Mexico with tariffs and demands water payments, it's also poisoning cross-border relations with hateful rhetoric disguised as policy. The world is watching, and America is falling behind, not just economically, but morally.
Yeah, so long story short, Mexico is fighting back against Donald Trump's discriminatory practices, and they're even calling out these advertisements playing on Mexican television. This is absolutely embarrassing for the Trump administration, and it once again demonstrates that America continues to lag behind the rest of the world when it comes to inclusivity and acceptance. It's sad, depressing, but not very surprising. Donald Trump needs to go now, or America will only decline.